Hello everyone, and thanks for joining me on this video of how to do crow pose, also known as Bakasana. Bakasana is offered in many practices, so I want you to feel confident when you're approaching this pose, but also feel like you have some knowledge behind the pose if you're still learning. So we're going to practice building strength for crow pose, so some things that could help you, but also understanding the balance of our bodies and alignment as we're working. So let's go ahead and get started and see where we can go with this pose. All right, guys, we're gonna start seated because we're gonna warm up our core before we get started. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna gently lay down onto your backs. If you wanna watch first, you can, and then you can join me on your back. We're gonna do crow pose on our back so you can understand what to do. So you're gonna raise your elbows, bring your knees to your elbows by lifting your head, and boom, you're in crow pose on your back. So my palms are pushing as if the earth, meaning the sky, is what I was pressing into, and my feet, they're not hanging out by my butt, they're active. So the way we turn this into a core workout is we inhale, reach our arms long, and then we exhale, pull our elbows to meet our knees. Good, let's do 5 of those. So inhale, reach, exhale, hug in. Inhale, reach, exhale, 2. Inhale, reach, exhale, 3. Now if the reaching's hard, you can keep your knees bent for 4. It's totally up to you. Reach long, and now really try to sit up, lock those elbows to touch your thighs, or try to lock them past your knees. That's much harder. Hold that for 3. Squeeze the knees towards each other for 2. And then exhale, release that for 1, feet down. Good job. Now to continue building strength, you can do that again. But I want you to notice while I'm on my back, my elbows meet my knees, or my elbows go over my knees. Okay, now it's easy for me to bring my knees in. My hip flexors are tight, but they're flexible. Some of you might say, well, I'm never gonna touch my knees. And that's fine, because you might standing. All right, so again, some of us are gonna have to sit up and we're still not gonna get there. Some of us are never gonna get there, and some of us are gonna be able to lock it. All right, doesn't matter where you are, we're gonna work together from here. Roll up to seated, please. From here, we're going to gently come onto our knees. From our knees, which is tabletop, I want you to slowly spread your fingers really, really wide. So one palm flat and then the other. And that's your base for your crow pose. From there, one foot and then the other, and then we're gonna fold forward together. So we're gonna lower our head. I want you to lift halfway, gaze forward, lengthen out your spine. And then again, put your hands down so they land right in front of your toes. From there, we're going to keep our knees bent if we need to. So some of us are gonna have trouble reaching the earth, or we're gonna raise our heels. So if you have trouble reaching the earth, you can keep your knees bent, or you can purchase blocks where you put your hands on your blocks to elevate your arms, making them longer. So it's totally up to you. From there, we're gonna raise our heels. We're gonna bring our knees to our upper arms and then very gently shift our chest forward. Heels are up, and then push your heels down and come back. All right, so we're gonna do that a couple times together. So feet grounded, hands are about a foot in front of your toes. Again, you might be here or you might be here. Lift the heels wherever you are. Plug them to the back of your arms, which is called our triceps. Look forward, so gaze forward. Shift the shoulders in line with your fingers. My feet are still on the ground. All I'm doing is learning to control my weight. Exhale, heels down, and then tailbone lifts. One more time. Inhale the balls of the feet. Exhale, knees to the back of the arms. Shift forward with your heart. Feet are still on the ground. I start to feel more weight in my hands. My arms are shaking. Exhale, heels down, and straighten your legs. Good job. All right, so your wrist might feel this, so you can roll them out. You can also take Padahastasana, where we stand on our hands. So at any point you just stretch your wrists, you can do this. Again, if you're tight, just bend your knees, all right? I know that some of us it's hard to touch the ground, but that's okay because that's what we're learning how to do, all right? From here, we're gonna build our crow. Inhale, raise your heels. Exhale, knees to the back of the arms. Watch my chest, it's gonna drop forward as I start to bend my elbows, all right? From there, I look forward, and then I'm just gonna pull my front heel into my tailbone, and then slowly pull the other one in. and then boom, I might crash, all right? Or instead of crashing, maybe you learn just how to shift your weight. So come forward, look forward, heel, hold it, maybe put it down, maybe the other one, hold it, put it down, or maybe lift, and then shift, and then the other one pops up too. And then put them down and rest. So again, it's that idea of shifting your weight forward and back, all right? So that's what we're working on today. We're learning on taking our body from standing on our feet to standing on our hands. All right, so I'm gonna kind of show you some more tips that we can work with as we're doing this together. So as we start to build this practice, you might stay at one of those first two options, or you might go with me now. Hands down. Inhale, raise your heels. Exhale, your knees to the back of the arms. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, now your goal, if you can pick up one foot, is to boom, pick up 2 feet, put them down. 2 feet, put them down, and just practice what does it feel like to have all the weight into your palms, all right? Now, jumping never works in crow. It's all about shifting weight. So, as I shift forward, my weight shifts, my shoulders dip, think chaturanga. Look forward, and then maybe both feet at the same time. Fly up, my big toes and my heels come together, and my heels come all the way towards my glutes, and then I exhale, gently release, and rest, all right? It's hard, all right? It's hard for me to show you this a lot as well. So if you're having trouble, it's very normal. Now, while you're in crow, so those of you that might have accomplished crow, but you can't figure out kind of how to grow the pose, that's where we start to push through the arms and we start to straighten this pose. So again, standing forward bend, exhale, raise the heels, bring the weight forward. So my arms are gonna try to stay straight. So I'm gonna shift, raise my feet, and then push my arms straight. I'm lifting my belly a lot, and then maybe I drop back in. And then I push my arms straight, and then maybe I drop, all right? And then I rest. So that's teaching my body how to go from here to here, from here to here. So it's this gradual push or straighter arms that eventually leads into 1,000 other poses, but we're not gonna go there today. So again, couple key things. Do your core work, lock those elbows to your knees. I personally don't like teaching the crow pose where our knees are wide and we do this, because then we can't really grow that pose. I also find that we tend to fall into our shoulders that way. Now, is that a way to do crow? Of course it is. It's just not what we're gonna work through today. So remember, what we work through today, core work, toes forward, hands flat, heels lift, shift, look forward, all right? So don't let your head drop, look forward, and then lift. And then maybe push, or maybe not. Maybe your feet stay wide, maybe one stays down. Maybe you don't get off the ground today and you practice with me tomorrow again instead, and that's when you get off the ground. So let's learn to build our crow together so that way we can advance our practice and you can try more things. If you have any questions about Bakasana, feel free to ask below. Have a great day. Remember to stretch your wrists afterwards, all right? And notice that you're doing awesome work. Thanks for coming, guys.